I have a simple goal for today's episode. I want to grow our population, and I want to grow out our colony. Growing our population shouldn't be too difficult with the use of a house, which we can make one up using some planks alongside a torch. And growing out our colony won't be too difficult with the use of some guard towers, which we make 2 of them using some planks alongside a bowl. We can also expand out our colony by pushing back the boundary after we create the town hall, which Koa has already been set to do so. And because it's a tier 1 Caledonia style build, there is not really too many items here for it, and most of them are pretty simple to get him. So I will fill all of your requests here, son, and we will get up our town hall. That's pretty much everything then, apart from a spruce fence and some more spruce logs. But I'm all out of spruce, so let's head over to the lumberjack and see if he has collected any for us. Plus, I've seen in the open request system that he's requesting an axe, so 2 birds, 1 stone. He has indeed collected us some spruce logs, that's grand, and they are just simply here inside his inventory. So well done, Jaden, you get back to work. And this should be Koa now 100% supplied for our town hall. Perfect, so he will continue building here and we will get this up and constructed ASAP. Now let's look into the expansion of our colony with this. Once our town hall has been constructed, I know it will push back the boundary that we have here. And I've got some pretty ambitious plans for the future, with this area in front in particular. So I know that the boundary comes up to this block here, which I'm just going to mark off with some dirt. And once we have the town hall constructed, we will see how far back this way it gets pushed. And seeing as Koa is already over 50% done with the town hall, then it's really not going to take him that much longer until it is complete. And whilst he finishes off that, we will go decide a style for our very first house build, which is going to be of a medieval spruce style. And here's what that building style looks like at tier 1. Pretty nice, small compacted building. And at tier 5 it becomes a bit more of a monster. This is certainly a big building for a house. Well, let's go find this bad boy a home then, which I am thinking that we will maybe place it somewhere close to the builder's hut. And this can then be a home for Koa. Now, how is this supposed to face? Is this the front door to it? Let's mirror image it and see if we can get this better sited here. Because I noticed that it has a bit of an extension at the side and I don't really want that interfering too much with the builder's hut, especially when it's quite flat here. Well, it's nice and tight against the builder's hut, but I think I'm happy-ish with it, so let's go ahead with it. And after Koa has constructed our town hall, he can come out and construct this for us. And I've got to admit, he has constructed this at some rate. We are already 95% done with it, so it's going to flag off as done very, very shortly. Yup, basic but functional, our little town hall. So unfortunately, it's not pushed back our boundary in this direction, so I am going to need to place down some guard towers, but that's fine. I have seen that Koa has picked up the house build, so let's see what he's going to require for it, and then we will place down a guard tower. Although very quickly, I will just get rid of all of the trees here before you make a mess of it, son. The build at tier 1 is fairly complicated actually. There's quite a lot of items that go into it. Lots of these framed spruce planks of different types, which are going to be annoying to make, but we can sort that out. Well, I will quickly supply him with any of the resources that I can get him at the moment, and then we will look into a guard's tower. I am also thinking that we will definitely need to place down a warehouse because his storage here is starting to get pretty full. I know it's not been too long since I last seen you, Jaden, but I hope you do have some more spruce for me because we need a lot of it. You have some, which is fine, but we need a ridiculous amount for this build, so I will help myself. So we need a left-right crossed, a plain, and a right-left crossed framed spruce planks for this. And I'm starting to get the hang of this now, so you always have the base, which for us is spruce, and then whatever you want to cross it with, which in our case is spruce again. So here is our left-right crossed ones. Can't remember how many we needed, so let's take out 20. And the same for right-left crossed. And then just some simple plain ones. Well, that's 20 of each. How close was I? Oh, more than sufficient. Right, that's everything that I can make him at the moment until we get some more spruce out. We will need a hay bale, so we will go to the farmer, and a grey bed, which we will need some grey dye for. First things first then, let's get some wheat. Do you have any in your storage there, Opal? Indeed she does. We've got a few stacks of it now actually. That's pretty decent. As for the grey dye, I will need some bones, so thank you in advance, Mr. Skeleton. And I can quickly turn those into some bone meal, and then our bone meal into some white dye. And I should be able to turn some coal into some black dye as well, which if we combine, then this should be our grey dye. Which we will make some grey wool, and then we can make some grey beds. And while we're on our crafting table, we will also then make the guards towers, and we can find some styles for them in a bit. Right, Koa, what are we after? There are no guard or barrack towers near your home. We are working on it, son, so just be patient. Hello, Jaden, it's me again. You will never guess what I'm after. And of course, you don't have anything in stock. If you want a job done right, do it yourself. Right, Koa, take the 55 of them that I have. I am very aware you require yet another 50 on top of that. But it's going to need to do at the moment, son, until our forester gets his finger out. But let's get some styles then for our guards towers. So we're getting a Space Wars for one of them. And for our second one, we are getting a Fortress style. Both of them do sound interesting, but let's have a little look at them. So I will do this in reverse order with the Fortress style to begin with. This is it at tier 1. Doesn't look too bad. At tier 5, that's quite impressive looking actually. A lot of stone bricks are going to be required for this, but that's not looking too bad. As for the Space Wars theme though, this is what it looks like at tier 5. Yes. And at tier 1, very, very simple, very, very plain looking. Well, although I'm not the biggest fan of the Space Wars theme, it is the smaller of the two builds, so I'm going to place one of the guard towers right here so that it does push out our boundary this direction. Let's go ahead with this. And I may have Koa come out and construct this once I find a building hut for it, just as we wait on the spruce wood coming in. Now as for our fortress style, I think I will place it just behind the builder's hut, and it's pretty much overlooking this big nasty cavern that we have. But I will hold off on constructing it just until Koa makes the other one first. Okay then, Koa, so let's cancel the house build at the moment, and once you pick up the other one, we will see what you're going to need for it. What's wrong? Please make space in your chests and racks. Yup, I knew storage was going to be an issue. Guard towers and houses today, Koa. Let's look into automation at another point. I will clear them out at the moment, but warehouses we will leave for today, I think. So the Space Wars Guards Tower is very simple to make. We will just require a few pieces of sandstone, which I am absolutely fed up of gathering up sandstone. The miner required a bajillion pieces of it, so hopefully she has collected us some already, which she doesn't seem to have done, but has at least gathered up some other useful ores for us. How are we getting on here then? This is where all of the sandstone that she was requesting last time was coming to, purely for a level placeholder. Well, she has dug a bit further down here, and we do have some more platforms being created for some future mine shafts by the looks of it. Where is she though, and what is she doing at the moment? There are no guard towers. Yep, we are working on it. What else do you need? You also want 100 sandstone. That is a hell of a lot there, Lorena, but maybe you can assist me with it by mining on a specific level. I think she will continue digging down until she has got to the maximum depth that a tier 1 mine can do for her. But I would much prefer you start mining out some mine shafts. But it seems to be in the meantime that I need to go out and collect my own sandstone for this stuff. Absolutely fantastic. You know, I would much prefer them now asking me for some cactus now that I have it pretty much automated. In fact, I think we have quite a lot of cactus now being stored for us. But nope, we now want a lot of sandstone instead. Oh, although that is a very nice thing to come back to. Perfect. And so long as he has the space for it, then that should be everything that he requires for the Space Wars Guards Tower. He is requesting a hoe, so I will make him that, and Lorena can just forget about it. Right then, Koa, take the 2 of those as well, and let's go check up on your progress. Which we have made some progress with it, but I can quickly assist you getting rid of all of this other garbage here. Right, good stuff, son. You continue working on here. I've got a few deliveries that I need to make. It really will be nice to get a warehouse and some couriers up and sorted so that I don't need to do all of this. Maybe something that we will look into very soon. And just like that, that's me now done them. How are we getting on here, Koa? Looking not too bad. Is this another one of these stupid builds which is more underground than above ground? I'm guessing so. Also guessing that you've managed to get yourself stuck there, Koa. Idiot. But I assume he's gone back to his hut now so that he can get some materials to actually construct this. So it is going to be good once it is up, and we can see how far back the boundary is going to be pushed with it. Yes, he is back out and he is placing in some blocks for it, still complaining that his storage is too full, but I think so long as he stops getting stuck, we should have this up and constructed pretty quickly. The real issue with his storage at the moment is because he's technically got 2 builds on the go and not enough storage in his racks. But once he does have them both constructed, then it should remove some items from his storage. We are just over 40% done with this, so it's really not going to take that much longer before it is up. And in fact, there it is. Grand. Now, how far back has this pushed our boundary? Well, unless it's taking its time to calculate that, then it's not pushed it back at all. Does it need a worker inside of it now? It may need a worker inside of it. I was really hoping just placing down one would have pushed out the boundary a bit, but that's fine. Let's get this house up then and get some new blood into the colony. And don't worry, Koa, I am fully aware that you are waiting in some spruce, which there you are, just some fences and some stairs to go. And he is 100% supplied for this now, so it really isn't going to take that much longer until we have the very first house up and constructed. I also believe that it was just a calculation that the colony was carrying out, but the guards tower here, without a worker in it, has pushed back our boundary by quite a bit. So that is excellent news, because it means that I can now place in quite a lot more guards towers and start getting all of this area here around our lake in as part of our colony. Back over at our house build, and Koa has made significant progress with this. Nicely done here, son. And our miner was supplied with some of the sandstone that she required, so let's see if she has actually done anything with it. We have made another platform by the looks of it, but we are still not making these mine shafts yet. So clearly we are hell-bent on digging down as far as our hut will let us before we actually start getting us some cobblestone. And sadly, all that means is that I am going to have to get her a lot more sandstone. Isn't that right, Lorena? She will be worth it in time, but until then, she's a right pain in the arse. The house build is now at 50% complete, so I'm just going to sit back and let him get on with it. And it looks as if the house is just about to flag off as done. Perfect. And I do believe I have also built it round the wrong way, but it's still fine. So hopefully he will now come over and pick up the order for the new guards tower, our fortress style of it. And at some point as well, they will maybe have the little pitter-patter of feet from a new child. That's up to you, chaps. I can't really help with that. But we really need the new blood in, so I would prefer us having some form of kid being built for us. And Koa is now requesting a lot of new items for the fortress build, which all seems to be centered around some dark oak wood. And wouldn't you believe it, but with us building here inside a jungle, we don't have any dark oak wood. Right, okay, that is going to be another exploration trip that I will need to do. It's becoming night, so hopefully they will all go to bed, and maybe we might have a new kid be born. Because thanks to the house, we can now have up to 6 citizens within our colony. And we have the bakery, the restaurant, and a guards tower all free at the moment for someone to work in it. So we may need to place down another house just to entice even more kids. Purely because I really don't want to head out exploring at the moment. I have made another house, and the style for it is going to be of a Nordic one, which suits me absolutely fine because that is a lot of spruce to go to it and not dark oak wood. So here is one at tier 1. I really love these styles. And at tier 5, this is what it will end up looking like. We will place it here, right beside our bakery, and our lumberjack can maybe use this house as well, should they wish. But let's go ahead with it. And we will get Koa making this instead of the Fortress Guards Tower. At least it is a lot easier to make. Which it is, to be fair. Just a lot of cobblestone and of course quite a lot of spruce wood. All of the materials that we definitely have quite an abundance of now. So I will let Koa make a start here with the house, and once we get it up and constructed, then that's just some more beds for some more idiots. Which means that we can then get some of these builds with a worker inside of them. We are making some pretty good progress with our colony now. Just a few awkward items that we need to get them, but I suppose that's a job for me. But more of the same next time as we get a new kid in. So I'll see you guys in the next one.